Hold up. I gotta hear that again. You said your people.
My people, which was Savior Allah Hudson, the Prince Hudson, man, which is Prince the Hudson River. That's my great-great-grandfather. I come from him until they came over from London, England. They married my grandma, which was Muskogee Indian. I got the rockets on and my D made match and everything. Episcopalian, you got Episcopalian around on 127th Street and 5th Avenue.
Now you talked about having slaves as well.
Well, Sarah Hudson and my great-grandmother and grandfather, Prince Hudson, they had 28 slaves.
Wow, they had 28 slaves?
28 slaves.
Were they Africans?
No, they were regular black people. They were the regular black people, for as I know.
Now, how do you define slaves?
Well, slaves, they didn't treat them like the Europeans kept the slaves bad. They didn't treat them like say they had them, they kept them.
Hold on. I gotta hear that again. You said your people.
My people, which was Savior Allah Hudson, the Prince Hudson, man, which is Prince the Hudson River. That's my great-great-grandfather. I come from him until they came over from London, England. They married my grandma, which was Muskogee Indian. I got the rockets on and my D made match and everything. He was Episcopalian. He got Episcopalian around on 127th Street and 5th Avenue.
Now you talked about having slaves as well.
Well, Sarah Hudson and my great-grandmother and grandfather, Prince Hudson, they had 28 slaves.
Wow, they had 28 slaves?
28 slaves.
Were they Africans?
No, they were regular black people. They were the regular black people, for as I know.
Now, how do you define slaves?
Well, slaves, they didn't treat them like the Europeans kept the slaves bad. They didn't treat them like say they had them, they kept them, they fed them, and they gave them jobs and they treated them nice. You know, it was a different type the way the Europeans did, but what happened, they didn't have no freedom. So when she had my other grandmother, which was Nancy Hudson, which was my daddy's grandmother, she came by and she said it was wrong to have them, to have a slave, and then that's when they got rid of them.
But when it came time to discipline them, how was the discipline brought on?
Well, the discipline, right, they had to work for them. They got a little bit of money, you know, they didn't make them work for them, they got a little bit of money, and they couldn't go nowhere. They didn't have nowhere to go because they had no money. Okay. You know?
All right, family, this is a little windy out here, so y'all might hear a little wind. But yeah, brother, thank you. I got a real, true native right here, right now, brother.
Got my DNA matching.
Oh, so you took a DNA test?
Yeah, I always took a DNA test, and my people went from Georgia to Oklahoma, some of them, but they weren't supposed to Oklahoma, not my people. I'm a Banks, and a guy by the name of Wall Street, Resurrection Black Wall Street, he used my photo. He got my book. I got a book called Eagle Eye, The Original Man of America. This guy, boy, walking right, he got my book, and he read it and seen that I was true with these people. He's a millionaire, 4 times. But I don't want to sue him. He think I want to sue him. I hope he see this video. I just want him to get in touch with him, and I want to go out to the Okeechobee Reservation and do a documentary. I'm also an artist and a sculptor. I got big 20-foot sculpture I do out of cement with my natural hand.
There are not many of you left.
Well, there's a lot of us left.
We just don't know.
Like you just don't know.
Some of us don't know.
You just don't know. You ever heard of the Pusa Talk?
Yes.
P-O-O-S-P-A-C-U-C-K. Right. If you look at the Pusa Talk, you'll see me doing these very big, huge sculpture out of cement, out of red cement. Also in the Shinnecock. You heard of Shinnecock? Yes. Okay, the Shinnecock, I did a few things out on the Shinnecock, but not like the Okeechobee. The Pusa Talk is the reservation of Okeechobee to the people. Okay? And it's out there in Mastalona Island. Off of exit 68, you go Sunrise, off of exit 68 to Long Island, 495 Long Island Expressway, get off of exit 68, you go south and you go right into the Pusa Talk reservation. All those Indians there, they look, if you saw them, you would think they were regular black people. You know? But see, one thing about it, like, we was dark at first. We wasn't white. And I'm a good example. My great-grandfather there, which is the Hudson River, there's no lie. I'm talking no street talk like 11 people. I got proof that my great-great-grandfather, when they came over here, they met with these pretty black Indians, and they mixed with those. That's where the light complexion later come from. Okay? Right. But that's where the light complexion come from. We was all like, this stuff like red man, you understand? We was all brown like and pretty complexion. If you look
so would you say your ancestors are not from Africa?
No, I know they're not from Africa. I thought they were. I thought they was from Africa. Looking at my skin. In other words, listen to street talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people listen to street talk, but we all come from Africa, right? We all didn't come from, I'm black, all right, but I found out I didn't come from Africa. My people were always here, and they still own all the land down there in Twiggs County, Georgia.
So your people was always here?
Always here.
So here's the question.
Always here.
Where have man originated?
Where man originated, don't give me that gospel from, they all originated. The Creator put all us all over. He put the China in China, he put the European in Europe, he put the Russian in Russia, he put the Japanese in Japanese, he put the Native Americans here. And we all come from different places. And there's nowhere in the book. You know, that's all that is street talk that everybody came from the black man. The Creator, you understand, he created all different races. But not for us to have no division against each other. He created for to learn from each other. And mankind, all you got to do is the Quran, the Torah, the Bible, it'll tell you. There's nowhere in the world to say that everybody came from a black man. He created all different races.
What about Israelite, Hebrew Israelite?
The Hebrew Israelite?
Are you an Israelite?
No, I'm not an Israelite. No, I'm a Gadite, all right.
Well, Israelites say that you are a part of the 12 tribes.
Yeah, a part of the Gadite. That's right. That's
so that's what the Hebrews call you,
yeah,
the Hebrew
Gadite. I'm a Gadite.
Oh.
Yeah, they're right about that. I'm a Gadite. You know, even they say we are not Africa. You know, if you ever know some of the brothers on the corner, they'll tell you we're not Africa. They say the African put us in slavery. But he got to speak for himself because he don't know who my family is. He said, well, we all came from, they put all the Hebrew Israelites in slavery. Not my family. My family was always here. The Creator put it right here. And we were always free.
Would you like a water?
Yeah, I like water here. I got it.
How you doing? Let me get a water.
Yeah, I pay for it, brother.
No, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, give me one. Don't you want one?
Yes.
No. This gonna be good here, man, because I'm famous.
Okay. Go ahead, keep it going. So let's go a little back in dealing with your history, your mother. When did you find out that you was a native? Have you always known?
Well, I always know when I came from, I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. And my grandmother, she always told we were native. And I would never tell nobody I was a native because I said, well, mama, them people over there, they black, like she said, they're not native, we are. And I didn't believe mama back then the day watching Lone Ranger and the Tunnel and seeing all these white people looking like Indians. So I thought my grandmother wanted to be something she wasn't. But I always felt proud about myself. I always felt like I was a native. Because I used to make burn downs and make the fires and I always felt proud like I was Native American. So then after we grew up, my sister them finished Vanderbilt and Harvard University and all that, they started doing the research. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin Elaine, she first did the research, found out we were Muskogee Indian. I was dealing with the Cherokee side, she was dealing with the Muskogee side. So one day my son, I knew my grandmother on my mother's side, which was my dad's mother, she was Cherokee. My dad's side was in Muskogee. Thank you. My dad's side was the Muskogee Indian. So one day my son got on the computer, right? He said, Dad, are you a Creek Muskogee? I said, no, I'm not no Creek Muskogee. He said, well, somebody on the thing, which is green, said his DA matched yours, and he was either Muskogee Indian. I said, well, I don't know. I said, where they from? He said, they from Louisiana. I said, I don't know them. I'm not no Muskogee. I said, I'm a Cherokee, right? And then later on in life, I took a DNA myself, and I found out my DNA
it ties you right back to him.
Right back to him in Muskogee. And that's when I found out. Now, I'm a Cherokee and a Muskogee. But I'm a Cherokee too.
Okay.
And a Muskogee. On one side, you know you got two sides. You got a mother, you got a father.
Right.
On my mother's side, I'm a Cherokee, but I don't tell them I'm a Cherokee. You know why?
Why?
Every black person you see is a Cherokee.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Every black person you see is a Cherokee.
Oh.
And they had a grandmother with hair way down there. You know? So I don't tell, I am a Cherokee. I'm a true Cherokee. And my mother, if I say, you're the Cherokee, and you don't even tell nobody, you just tell me you're Muskogee. Because when you say Muskogee, they don't hear that. But the Muskogee Creek, that's Muskogee Creek, and the creek come from, the creek come from Muskogee, came out of Georgia. The Porch came out of Alabama. We both Creek. But one came out of Georgia, the other came out, the creek came out of Georgia, and the Porch came out of Alabama. So this is why I am a Cherokee. You know, you go to the book, you can look me up, I'm Cherokee, full-blood Cherokee. And my picture's in Washington, D.C. When you go to Washington, D.C., you'll see my picture, I'm a chief. And how I became a chief, I never wanted to be no chief, I was just certified who I was, being native. I was by the name of Chief Mayo out of Long Island. He was a Cherokee, right? And he was born in Riverhead, and he passed away. And he told, I didn't think, I told on his dying bed, he would tell me he was gonna leave me a chief. And the girl by the name of me, by Jeanette, she told me, she said, you better put that in writing because you're gonna have trouble out of these people thinking they more in than you, and he chose you to be the chief. And I wouldn't think about chief, so I was sitting on my couch one night, and a flash came through my window. I knew he was there, because I was born with a veil over my face. So his daughter called me, said, Janet just died. I said, I know it. She said, how you know it? I said, just came through the window in a flash. She said, whoa. She said, it came through. I said, it came through the window in the flash. He said, well, he left you the chief who was right. I said, I know, he told me that. I said, did he put it down right? She said, they put it down right. She said, I'll send you what he did, I'll send it to you. And she sent it to him, I got the documentary and everything. So I called to Washington, D.C. I say, who picked my picture? Because they tell you, oh, everybody say your picture. I said, who picked my picture? She say, I said, a bunch of black people. You don't like black people, we this and we that. She said, there's no bunch of black people. I said, who picked it? She says, 12 trials in Washington, D.C. She said, they picked your picture and they know your family in Oklahoma better than you do. I said, whoa. She said, anything? I said, well, what about the book? And she said, your book? I said, because a lot of people say, any book go in the Library of Congress. She said, that's a lie too. She said, you know how many rich people, famous people, doctor, lawyer, write books and so many too? She said, we got experts. She said, in your book, Eagle Eye Resume, she said, everything is true. She said, you really come from these people. She said, that's how I get in the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. She said, your picture didn't have, because we had 12 tribes of different Indians, the Navajo, the Pablo, the Apache, so they know your family, so they want to pick you. And your book got in the Library of Congress because your information, everything is true. She said, anything else I can do for you, Mr. Bank? I said, oh, that's all right. See, another thing, I didn't even know I was a bank. Because I went through Oklahoma one day, I thought it was Cornelia, not knowing that my father had changed his name to his stepfather's name because he got a little trouble down there, and he left and, went to Atlanta. And he changed his name to good, but it wasn't documented too because they sent me $18,000 back in income tax. And they had banks on there, but the right Social Security number. I said, this ain't none of my money, right? So I went to Social Security, they said, well, before we know you're Cornelia. I said, yeah, they sent the wrong number. So you should go downstairs to the RS, you'll find out. So I went downstairs, I said, this ain't none of my money. They sent me the wrong money. She said, really? She said, well, guess what, Mr. Bank? She said, I got a lot of bills to pay. She said, and if you don't want this $18,000, I'll be sure to keep it. So she turned the machine around and she showed Virginia Bank, Rayfield Bank, London Bank, Elaine Bank, and my two twins. I got two twins, so one of them London Bank. She said, do you want this money? She said, your father didn't change the name legally. I said, yeah. She even told me where to go cash it. I said, yeah. So I went and cashed the money, right? And then I went to Oklahoma with Professor Moham, the one that helped me did the book. And we went down through there. When we went down through there the first time, the guy said, you look just like these people in Oklahoma. And she said, are you a banker? I thought it was Cornelia. I said, no. He said, man, let me take you there. And I said, you look just like him. He said, they Indian. And they look just like you. I said, well, I'm not no bank, He said, well, what are you? He said, man, and he didn't believe me. I said, I'm from New York. He said, oh, you got to be from here. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I go to New Mexico every year to the powwow together of the nation. And I said, well, I tell you what, when I come back, I'll come back, you can take me there. So some reason I took some people down there, and they started acting up and blah, blah, blah. And I forgot I had to bring them back to New York, right? And that's how I never did meet these people. I lost the phone number. I never got into it. But
Do you get into any debates about your nationality?
No, I never get into no debate. People see me all the time, ask me what kind of Indian I am. You know, all of them, even the Africans, they stop me. They know I'm not no African. They ask me, so what kind of Indian you are? And I tell them, Africa, no. You know, and I speak. A long time ago, I went to Africa. I can speak Zulu. I learned how to speak Zulu, right? Through Wakamatu and White. You know, and I saw Zulu. I said, "Sabano umjane, giajabolo kumbano nam slaje, uya pio, shalaga say sabanana sata." She said, "How did you learn my language?" She said, "You ever been to South Africa?" I've never been there. She said, "But you're an Indian." She said, "I'm gonna quit my husband and say he's an African, but he's not a Zulu. He still ain't learning to speak my language." He said, "I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna marry me an Indian from America." She said, "He can't learn the language, and here you are, a Native American. You know my language." You know,
Jeez,
but I usually pick up language pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I'm sitting in front of a real Indian, a real blooded Indian right now. I'm interviewing him.
You know, so this is the part of me. But like I said, I always feel proud to pick up language pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I'm sitting in front of a real Indian, a real blooded Indian right now. I'm interviewing him.
You know, so this is the part of me, but like I said, I always feel proud of myself. And if you go to you Google and you look at Eagle Eye on the Shinnecock Reservation, on the Poochatuck Reservation, you see me doing these great big old huge statue out of cement. Okay?
Yeah,
I got about 5 of them out there on the Poochatuck. The Poochatuck Reservation I done did. It's spelled Poospatuck. Poochatuck Reservation out in Maston, Long Island. Just all you do is Google Eagle Eye on the Poochatuck Reservation and I'll pop right up. I'm an artist and then also I paint and I'm a professional sculptor.